What's up, you legends? Today we got a different style of aviation video for you. This was the B52 Stratofortress, a true giant of the sky and the pride of the United States Air Force. And this is Elephant Mountain in Maine. And somewhere deep in these woods lies the forgotten wreckage of that Cold War giant. In 1963, a B-52 on a top secret mission literally fell out of the sky right here. 7 men were killed, 2 survived against all odds. Today, we're pushing through the snow to find what's left and to piece together the chilling story of its final moments. The Cold War was a time of secrets. Highly stakes chess match where the front lines weren't in muddy trenches, but in the skies overhead. Nations were locked in a technological arms race, and the U.S. relied on its fleet of B-52 bombers as its ultimate deterrent. These planes and the crews who flew them were constantly pushed to the absolute limit. On January 24, 1963, a B-52C with the call sign Frosh 10 took off from Westover Air Force Base in Massachusetts. It was a training flight, but it was anything but routine. The goal was to simulate a low-level, high-speed penetration of enemy airspace, flying just 500 feet above the rugged terrain of western Maine to stay below Soviet radar. But the 9 men on board would never return to base. An unexpected and violent encounter with Mother Nature sent their bomber, with its massive 185-foot wingspan, spiraling into the remote mountainside, leaving a scar on both the landscape and in the history books. So what went wrong? To get it, you have to understand the mission itself. The B-52 was designed as a high-altitude bomber, a plane meant to fly into the stratosphere to deliver its payload. But as Soviet missile technology got better and better, flying high became a potential death sentence. The entire strategy had to change. The Air Force began training its crews for terrifyingly low-terrain hugging flight paths. These missions were incredibly dangerous, putting immense stress on both the airmen and the aircraft, which simply wasn't designed for that kind of punishment. On that January afternoon, Lieutenant Colonel Dante Bully was in command of Frosh 10. He was a senior instructor pilot, one of the best. The flight path took them over the unforgiving mountains of Maine, a perfect training ground for what they might face in enemy territory. As they flew near Brownville Junction, the plane was slammed by extreme turbulence. Winds gusting off the mountains began to violently buffet the massive airframe. Lieutenant Colonel Bully tried to climb out of the violent air, but it was too late. A loud bang, which Bully later described as sounding like an explosion, echoed through the aircraft. That immense force has sheared the entire vertical stabilizer, the huge tail fin, clean off the plane. It was later found a mile and a half away from the main crash site. Without its tail, the bomber was uncontrollable. It entered a steep nose-down roll to the right. At 2:52 p.m., realizing the aircraft was doomed, Bully gave the final chilling order: abandon aircraft. Today, the road to the crash site is an unpaved, rugged path that winds for miles through timber company land. It's a bumpy ride, but it's nothing compared to what rescuers faced in 1963. After the plane went down, a massive search and rescue operation was launched. The site is incredibly remote, and back then it was buried under 5 feet of snow, with drifts reaching up to 15 feet high. The Scott Paper Company had to send its snowplows to clear 10 miles of roads just to get rescue teams close. From there, they used snowshoes, dog sleds, and the first generation of snowmobiles to cover the final grueling mile of the wreckage. Our own journey in today mirrors theirs in a small way. We hopped on the snowmobiles, buried under 2 feet of snow, and started up the trail. The trail is a challenge, the engine's whining as we carve a path through the deep powder toward the mountain. Probably took about 5 hours to do this mission, We took our time, taking some stops, and it was a good time. Grabbed some lunch. With every passing minute, you can't help but imagine the chaos of that day, though. Fighting through the bitter cold, unsure of what or who you would find. Our 2 feet of snow gives us just a small taste of the incredible odds they faced. The air just feels heavy with history. Then, though, the trees, you see it. The first piece of the wreckage, some little piece of aluminum wrapped around some trees. It stops you in your tracks. You see some tires, some wheels, some of the fuselage. For over 60 years, this metal has been resting here, a silent testament to the violence of the crash. Over here at the B52 crash site, Maine, Elephant Mountain. What is it?
In memory of those who lost their lives in the B52 crash of January 24, 1963, LT.
Ooh, more parts of the B52 scattered throughout. Good amount of snow, 2 feet maybe, so kind of hard to make out what it all is. Ooh, we got more parts. Good big chunk up there. Ooh, a little more of the fusee. Oh, wild. Look at a lot of the piping still in there.
Wait, Dad, it looks like they had like some...
The issue was, we were reading earlier that they lost their vertical stabilizer and just schmutted into this mountain, Elephant Mountain, a little north of Greenville, Maine. The wreckage isn't just in one place. It's scattered across several acres of the forest. It's a haunting, open-air museum. You see massive sections of the fuselage stripped and broken, half buried in snow. Some engine cowlings, landing gears, struts. Some of these struts are as thick as the tree trunks. And there's a spiderweb of wires spilling from ruptured panels. It's an overwhelming sight. Nature is slowly reclaiming the site, with snow blanketing the metal and trees growing right up through the debris. Walking through here, you piece together the final seconds of the flight. The sheer force of the impact is obvious in every direction. A large section of the wing instantly recognizable as bent at an impossible angle. You can see some parts of the engines buried in the earth. This plane was a fortress, but against the side of a mountain, it was torn apart like paper. The official investigation determined the cause was turbulence-induced structural failure. The plane simply wasn't built for the stresses of these new low-level flights. This crash and another one just days later in New Mexico led to critical design changes that made the entire B-52 fleet stronger and safer. Incredibly, many of those planes are still in service today, but that knowledge came at a terrible cost. At the heart of the crash site, next to the large piece of the broken fuselage, sits a simple, solemn memorial. It's a large slab of black slate honoring the 7 men who died and the 2 who survived. Visitors have placed American flags and reefs here, their bright colors a stark contrast against the white snow and gray metal. The site is protected. It's designated as a no savage, no harvest zone, ensuring that this place remains as it is, a permanent memorial to a Cold War tragedy. Visitors are asked to treat the area with the utmost respect, to look but not touch, and to leave everything exactly as they found it. This isn't just a field of wreckage, it's a gravesite. It's a place for quiet reflection on the price of peace and the human cost of war fought in the shadows. The Moosehead Historical Society also maintains a permanent exhibit in Greenville, which includes 2 of the recovered ejection seats helping to preserve this important story. Standing here surrounded by the silent broken pieces of this Cold War machine is a profoundly moving experience. It's a stark reminder that history isn't just dates and facts in a book. It's real, it's tangible, and it happened to real people. The crash on Elephant Mountain was a tragedy born from the immense pressures of the Cold War. It was a story of mechanical failure in extreme weather, but more than that, it's a story of human endurance, unimaginable survival, and ultimate sacrifice. Thank you for joining me on this journey. The history of this place deserves to be told. What are your thoughts on preserving sites like these? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more explorations of forgotten history, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me more than you know. Until next time, stay epic, take adventures, and do gnarly things.